What's going on YouTube? MattComic17 here with a contest entry video for you guys today. It is for Hazeldan and their 100 subs, and on my last check they've flown past that and they're in the 200 somewhere. These guys truly deserve it. They're one of the most hard-working channels in my opinion on YouTube. They're watching everyone's videos, they're always commenting, they're so supportive, and they were actually very kind to give me a bit of a shout out a few videos ago. And I can't repay them for that. They didn't need to do it. I didn't ask for it. They just did it out of their goodness of their own hearts. So guys, thank you very much and well done on reaching such a milestone. You truly deserve it. Now for the contest, they wanted you to talk about either the book that you saved up for, the book that shaped you as a collector, or the book that you're saving up for. And I want to try and do a little bit of everything today and try and hit all three categories. So let's start with a book that I first saved up for, and it's this book here, Batman 251, the iconic Neil Adams Joker cover. Now, the book that I actually saved up for and bought isn't actually this copy, because I bought it, it come in, and I was so disappointed with the grade that I was like, right, I'm not happy with this, I want to get something that I'm going to be happy with. So I sold that, took a bit of a loss, and was able to pick this up for a lot less than what I bought the other one for. So even though I took a loss, I was able to kind of cut my ties a little bit and pick up a nicer copy that presents a lot, presents a lot better than the previous one for a little bit less. So you know what, I wasn't too disappointed. But I remember at the time I was, because I'd saved up and sold a lot of my stuff in order to afford this book, and I was really disappointed with the outcome. So this was the first book that I saved up for. It didn't cost me mega bucks, but for me, $5–10 books, they were enough for me at the time. So this was quite a big step for me. It was the first real key that I bought, and you know what, I'm so glad that I did, because it opened the door for me into pursuing other books, and I wouldn't have got this next book, I don't think, if I hadn't have gone for this. Now the next book I'm going to show you is part 2 of the category, and that is the book that shaped you. Now, not everyone needs to do all 3 parts of their video, but you know what? I'd said to myself I was going to. So this is the book that shaped me as a collector. I showed it in my previous video and spoke about the story. It's Batman number 10 from 1942. It's a CGC 2.5. Now, when I bought it, it was a CGC 2.0. Sent it in, regraded, come back a 0.5 or a grade higher. So yeah, I was ecstatic for that. But I was ecstatic with a 2.0, to be honest with you, because when I purchased this book, I was in a bit of a crossroads with collecting about whether or not it was for me. And I had a few big books, and I was a bit like, well, I could sell them all and use that money on more important things. And then this book come up, no one went for it in auction. I was asking the guy for some more photos, so I got chatting to him in the messages. Asked him after the auction if he'd be keen in just setting up a buy it now for a certain price. He said yes, and he sent it to my mum and dad's house in the UK, and I had to wait a few weeks before I went back to the UK, and I was so eager to get back. But the night that I bought it, it was a Sunday evening, I was laying in bed and I was umming and ahhing whether or not I made the right decision. When I opened that box and saw the book in my hands for the first time, that was a moment that solidified my place as a collector and told me I'd made the right decision. And I think that's the most important thing, is that one book that kind of says to you, yep, you're doing the right thing, you're in the right hobby. And like I said, I wouldn't have been able to do it if I hadn't have bought that 251. This is the most expensive book I've ever bought, but you know what? This is the book that shaped me, and it's guided me, and it's now told me where I can go as a collector and what I can achieve. And that leads me nicely, a nice little segue as TiVo calls it, that leads me on nicely to where I want to go and the book I am saving up for. Now, if you've seen my previous video, which is my 2018 wish list, you'll know that I'm going after some pretty big golden age Batman books, but probably the biggest book I'm going for is a Batman 121. That's a book that I'm saving hard for. And you know what, being a teacher, you don't have the greatest salary in the world, and I don't have a disposable income to be able to save up for that in a couple of months like some people can. So I would have to sell some parts of my collection, and this contest has made me think about where I want to go as a collector and who I want to be and what I am saving up for, and sometimes sacrifices you have to make. Now, one of these sacrifices for me, unfortunately, is going to be this book here. Oh, sorry about the glare. Amazing Spider-Man 129, First Punisher, signed by Stan Lee, CGC 5.5. Now, I think for me to get to where I want to get this year, this will be a book that, unfortunately, I have to sacrifice. And I know lots of people have to sacrifice books to achieve their goals or just to get by sometimes. And I think this is going to be my first real big sacrifice in order for me to achieve something else. The idea of me letting this go is disheartening, but I think I need to do it to make me feel happier in where I'm in the way I collect and what I'm collecting, because it just doesn't fit with my collection at the minute. So yeah, this is a book that's going to have to be sacrificed, and you know what? If it's going to get me my dream books, this book I will be eternally grateful for, you know, and I'm a firm believer that it will come back round again, and I will own a copy of this book again, and I will have a Stan Lee signed book again. But you know, it's part of the journey that you have to take sometimes as being a collector, and I just think that this book will be probably better off in someone else's collection where they'll cherish it a lot more, and it will be their grail book. So that's where I plan to go and what I plan to do and what I'm trying to save up for. Hopefully it suffices and I'm able to cover a little bit of everything. Hazeldan, you guys are truly awesome. Well done. I hope you fly past 300, 400 and keep getting all those subs. Keep making amazing videos. I'll hopefully be back soon with a haul video, even though I'm trying to save for something a bit special at the minute. So we'll wait and see. But I just really wanted to do this. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're all well, and I'll speak to you all soon. See you later.